First of all, how
I'm
did
only
we
going to
first
do this
meet?
if you're going to tell the truth.
I'm only going to do it if you're going to tell the truth.
No, I need the utmost
Truthfulness,
honesty.
right. I'm going to, every word that I will say will be nothing but 1,000,000% truth. But you are a professional liar about when it comes to how we met.
We have vastly different stories. This is how our love story started, with some lies. I actually really love our story. I met Maks when I was already on Broadway. I was having the time of my life, and then the company said, hey, we're going to bring in some people from Dancing with the Stars to come and headline for a couple of weeks, 3 weeks. I was like, who is this guy?
Hi, I'm Maks from Dancing with the Stars, and I'm here with the cast of Burn the Floor.
Never seen him, never met him. Big, tall.
This is watch television.
Yeah, well, I wasn't accustomed. I didn't know all the Dancing with the Stars celebrities here in LA yet. So I was pretty young. I think I was 22. And he came in freshly engaged, and I had a boyfriend at the time. So when we met, it was very much like, hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. Great.
If that. She looked at me like I was scum of earth.
No, I didn't. It was more of a I don't know who you are, so, let's just say nothing happened in the beginning.
Negative nothing happened. It was
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing happened. We were just, what do you call it?
Completely different relationship.
So then my friends caught him staring at me from the wings.
Incorrect information. So my view is that I got a call for the show. That's a ballroom dance experience type of show that's coming on Broadway. Burn the Floor. We came in. I did the show. It was great. It was awesome. Then I went back on Dancing with the Stars. My interaction with Peter was limited to hello and her probably saying hello back, but I'm not sure because I couldn't even tell. That was it.
I didn't want to make too much of an effort because
she didn't want to make too much of an effort.
I didn't know if I was going to see him again.
She made an effort not to make an effort. Let's just call it that. Long story short, became single in that period of time. And then I got a call from the same producers asking me to come back on Burn the Floor, this time for a longer engagement.
Yeah.
And so this is when I came back.
I was still in a relationship.
Yes. What happened is I had absolutely no plans for Peter whatsoever, to be honest. We were both in the same kind of
likewise.
Whatever.
It was friendly.
But yeah, I noticed that every time I had a PR event to go promote the show, they would ask me just get somebody, a member of, Burn the Floor. And I literally always asked for her.
I honestly didn't think about it as a romantic anything, even when he was asking me to these events.
I wasn't doing it out of let me try to steal Peter.
No.
It was more there was obvious attraction. It was one of those things that I can look back and say now was not coming from here. It was definitely coming from some other place.
So then we just honestly just became more friendly, as in our breaks from a 2-show day, we would walk along the street together. And he would ask me, what do you want to do? What do you want to do in the States here? You want to continue dancing? What else do you want out of your career? And I would say, I want to be on TV. I want to be an actress. I want to dance. I want to, maybe do Dancing with the Stars. Who knows, He was like, well, how are you going to stay in the country? I said, well, I don't know. I'm only on a performing visa right now. And he's like, well, I can help you. Okay. He offered me my first visa to stay in the country.
It's definitely not something that I knew was not a legal process. It's not something you can just make a visa for somebody. But we were able to help out with the documents in some way, shape, or form. And, the rest is history. I cannot believe that, by the way. I can't believe it.
And we had no romantic anything. It was literally just a gesture
twice
of let me help you. And I was like, this is really nice. He's going to allow me to stay in the country. I mean,
so
wow.
Nice. What a nice guy.
What a nice guy. No, so then we ended up in LA together. I took the job for Dancing with the Stars.
Right.
His brother was also on the first season that I did. So we were newbies together. And at that stage, my relationship had also become very rocky and not good and not stable and all the things. It was winding out. I knew it was happening. I guess this is when the attraction started. This is when I was like, wait a second.
No, I think this is more when the seed that was planted a long time ago and was letting roots, right? Finally went, boop, the little thing popped up, like it just sprouted.
It was like,
The seed
he actually is
sprouted.
cute, you know?
What?
Okay, I take
See,
that.
there you go.
Not that
There
I
you
never
go.
thought you were
And now
cute.
the
Just
truth comes
because
out.
you're in a relationship.
You were forcing yourself
I
to
was
not
never.
see me
I
as
never saw
cute.
you like that. No.
You saw me like that, but you were trying not to. Just looking away every time I would pass by. So when I came back the second time and spent a long time on the show.
On Broadway.
On Broadway, yes. In the fact that there was 24 numbers, I was in 10. I literally spent 50% of the show backstage, just sitting. And, Peta had some iconic numbers, I'm not gonna lie. She had a blindfold number where it was her and all men, obviously topless because it's a show based out of Australia, everything thunder down under. And she's blindfolded and they're doing this like slow routine. It was very visually stimulating.
Anyway, so Shana, my friend, she always vividly remembers him in the wings, just watching that number constantly all the time. She would catch you there.
If you know anything
Like,
about stage production, backstage is all you got a routine. At some point, you're gonna be here all the time. So Shana happened to be in the same place where I was at the time when she did the number on the wings. Says that I was staring at her. I just don't remember staring, but just looking in that direction.
my boyfriend and I broke up, and I was having a little issue at the time with something with Dancing with the Stars. So I had his number in my phone, and I'm just like, I want some advice moving forward. It's I'm a newbie here. I want some advice, and he's like, great, okay, I'll come pick you up at 7:00. We'll get some food and chat about it. And I'm like, okay, awesome. He picks me up. We drive to one of the most romantic spots in LA. Fairy lights, candles. And I'm like...
Was not premeditated. Wasn't... What do you mean? I was just because sophisticated...
I know, but I thought it was a friendly chat about the show, and I'm gonna run some questions by him and stuff like that. Anyway, we end up at this super cute round table. I'm looking at him. It's with a candle, and the candle's lighting up his face in a way, and I'm like, wait a second. Do I like him? To this day, it's still our favorite spot that we actually just went back to reminisce a little bit, which was really cute. But it always brings back amazing memories.
The little door.
From there, we went out to a couple more dinners together. Then we started hitting the clubs together with our friends and, just going out socially, me meeting his friends, me introducing him to some of mine, and we would go out and, we're young, we're partying, having a blast. And I have photos of the first time that we made out. I have photos of us in Playhouse making out and post makeout of someone took of us. I don't know who it was. It's a good friend of ours. Someone was there in the circle capturing these moments of us finally being together, because everybody could see it. You guys, your chemistry is off the charts. People were saying to me, it's obvious you guys are attracted to each other, so just do it.
I honestly, I thought she was gonna eat my face off in that cab. And this is pre-Uber, by the way. But this is where I'm upset. I should have taken you first. But the way,
me home first?
yeah, but the way it happened is that we dropped me off, and then you were going on to your house.
So he was a gentleman. He didn't try to, take me home the first night or anything like that.
No,
He just
I
put me
wanted
back
to,
in the
but-
cab, and I somehow got into my apartment and somehow slept and woke up the next day.
After that night, it was all very clear where this is heading, that this is going to be inevitable. And honestly, I felt very attracted to her as soon as I was able to be. I think I don't know if I hit anything too well. When time came to elope, I think everybody was like, well, thank God. Jeez.
I remember
finally.
people coming up to us thank God you guys finally did this, because it's getting annoying. So we stayed together for pretty much a year. I had the best time in those 11 and a half months. We traveled together. I spent a lot of time in New York with him. You know, I met his entire family. Everything was so great. Like, I don't think we even had one argument until the very end. It was just like, wow. I have texts. I've screenshotted these texts of him saying, "I'm gonna marry you."
All of it
so
is true.
in love with me.
Literally, all of it.
And I, at that point, because he was more of a celebrity than I was a newbie on the show, I was just like, wow, this guy really loves me. He's telling me he wants to marry me. Like, okay, so this is real. Like, I'm not making this up in my head. And then all of a sudden, he made the decision to break up with me. And it was so bizarre, so out of left field. We'd had this big family dinner. Everyone was like, when are you having kids? Like, it was like toasting to us. And it just all came freaking crashing down.
And I literally, in one split second, and I woke up and I had a second thought of like, I gotta break up. Straight up like that. It was just weird. I was like, no, this is too much. Like, I gotta go. I did the exact thing that, you know, majority of guys do at the time when they feel like this is it.
Cold feet.
Straight up. Just ice froze. Frozen icicles.
And then I made you say on the phone within 2 weeks, he didn't call me for 2 weeks. I kept trying to call him because I wanted him to actually say, we're done. Because he'd never said it. He had never said it. I finally got you on the phone and I'm like, say it so I can move out and we can just be completely done because I need you to say the words. And you're like, we're breaking up. And I'm like, great, see you later. Bam. And I remember hanging up and I was just like, done. I heard the words, okay, because you couldn't say it to me.
Yeah, because I didn't want to. Clearly, I wasn't trying to like forever this. I was like, wait a minute, I need a break. How do I say it?
So then over the course of this year that we took the break, it was so funny how many of his friends would like check on me, tell me how much he still likes you, Peter. Like, hold on for Maks. Don't go anywhere. Don't get into anything serious with other people. Even your dad checked in on me one time. Yeah. The first 4 months were really difficult for me. Like, that was such a heartbreak. Like, my first real devastating heartbreak ever. And I got through it. I was fine. But, you know, dancing was definitely like a big thing for me to get back into the show. That season, you didn't come back. So I didn't really have to see him at work, but we got to the stage where he would invite me around for barbecues.
And it became kind of like, what are you doing on Sunday? Oh, we're going to go to Maks and Val's house.
Because all of our friends were still mutual friends. So it was really hard because they wanted to see me, I wanted to see them. But like, we had this situation where, you know, what if he brings another girl over? What if I'm dating somebody? Like, can we be in the same room together type of thing? We eventually... we started just like making out at barbecues.
It's very interesting because I was just not trying to let her go.
The first time I came to the barbecue, I was so nervous. One of our friends met me outside. I was like, I'm not going in by myself, so you better come get me. She took me up. And then Merv came up to me. He's like, you should have seen the smile on Max's face when you walked in. You would have died. He's still so in love with you.
That's so funny, Merv.
That was our friend Merv. And I was like, okay, whatever. And I just, you know, did my thing and had fun. We didn't move too far away from each other. You know, things happened in between.
It was so fast.
It was always meant to be.
I had already made a ring. I wanted to propose. I knew that I wanted to do it. I didn't know how. My proposal was a last-second decision. It was a last-second decision. Nobody knew about it. Not my parents, not my brother, not anybody. I let one person know the night before. It was our friend Merv, and I let him know. I said, I want to propose to Peter tomorrow. This was a Saturday, after Saturday night show ends, because it was all our friends in the audience and so on, packed theater and everything.
Well, I think when we got back together, it was just so full steam ahead that it was like, bam, we're together, bam, we get engaged, bam, we get pregnant, bam, we get married. And it was like in that order of things, it felt fast, but right. And we actually, in my opinion, we did learn about each other along the way in every stage of our, you know, romantic history type of thing.
We still don't actually fully really know each other. We never had a honeymoon. We never had like any time to spend together. We never spent time together alone. We spent
Well, that's an
well, no,
exaggerated
babe, we never
statement.
went on vacation together by ourselves, the two of us. We've never been away, just the two of us. Literally.
Yeah.
When? Give me one trip when it was just the two of us. Right now, off the top of your head, which
I'm
couple
trying to
doesn't
think.
Exactly, which couple doesn't
have.
know the slew of
Mexico.
trips?
We went to Tulum by ourselves.
Not by ourselves.
Yes.
We went with other people. I'm talking about we never went
solely.
anywhere, you and I. We either went with kids because we started having them right away,
What
or
about
with
Mexico?
when? Give me one trip and it was just two people, two tickets.
I
We don't
can't think.
meet
I've got
anyone
baby
there.
brain right now. I can't think.
Exactly, but normal couples have like photographs of the timeline of when this was just the two of us in Machu Picchu.
Well, that's
and then
your
this-
problem because you broke up and we could have been together for 3 more years or something, straight.
I also
Like,
didn't force the children upon us.
Well, you certainly made them. I think having dance as like a core subject in our lives that we're both passionate about, we both love, we both love performing. I mean, I could say that was a big part of how and why we got back together because we were always around each other. Like if you were an accountant and I was on the show dancing, it wouldn't have been so simple and easy to be around each other.
Let me forget her from the romantic standpoint, or forget him, but let me just be professional.
Yeah.
And that allows for, continuation of the touching and the being in each other's presence and, potentially blossoming into a relationship again.
I hadn't been in the public eye before. I wasn't on a TV show. I was just a regular dancer. So it was my first time having and seeing and hearing other people's opinions and thoughts about my relationship that weren't true. So vastly obnoxiously
Not the reality.
not reality. It
And so
kinda
you
was
try.
weird.
I think that the entry into the world of being a public persona is that.
Well, it was hard. It's just like, wait, why don't they like me? Like,
Oh, Peter is such
What?
a bitch. I'm like,
or like, why would
what?
he be with
She's
Peter?
like the sweetest person ever. Oh, I can't believe he's with her. Look at her. She's so mean and nasty. Wait, what? Hold on.
It's
Who are you talking
so
about?
bizarre.
Like, it's so bizarre. The public opinion stems sometimes from some facts and sometimes from people just not knowing and making stuff up. And I think
Yeah.
with us, it was a lot of that. Like, you really didn't know, did you? So from the position of an unknown, you start to making things up. I think also the media and coverage of us, I think we got away with being in a period of time when social media wasn't yet as big. And so we got to really experience the end of the era of being able to be a free person in Hollywood. And we became the big ticket because for the paparazzi, they don't have to wait for us to come out with a movie. We're on a new celebrity partner twice a year. So
That
for
was
me, it
the
was
big.
yeah.
That was the thing for me. I hadn't experienced paparazzi before either. So in a relationship.
Uh-oh, they are romancing. Give her a kiss, Max.
So that was my first time, like coming out of a restaurant and they like, and I was like,
So
I didn't
now,
know how I would remember seeing my face, and I'd be like, I'm like, oh my god, what am I doing? I'm now in the public eye. Photos came out one day of us on the side of the street in West Hollywood, and we weren't having an argument, but it was a very
like when I talk like this.
yeah,
And I said this,
it was
like, oh my
about
God, I
something
love
about
this stuff.
Australia, me going back for a second. We're having a very intense conversation. And someone was around the corner taking photos of us. I had no idea. And these photos came out and it looked like we were like
Domestic abuse, like somebody's getting
doing
into
this
something.
one. Peter and Max have a fight in West Hollywood, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh my
So her
God.
life is
I
over.
die. My life is over.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
give very little amount of
only because it's not
maybe
true.
maybe none.
Because we weren't arguing, but it looked like it, and it devastated me. Things like that I had to get used to, and now I don't give a flying F. Now I'm just like, okay. But it definitely took me a second to understand that it doesn't matter. No, not every person in the world is going to love you, like you, and be on board with you and tell the truth about honest things. And so why would you worry yourself about it, type of thing?
I hope this baby comes out, everybody's happy and healthy, and they dream of a morning to sleep in to the next day. I just want to sleep through a day one time.
I hope we continue along this path because life is great, life is beautiful. This is kind of everything that we've wanted out of life with a family. Now it's becoming a big family. I hope we get to travel more. I hope our kids are happy forever. I hope our kids are having the best childhood. I want them to remember this childhood as like being amazing and like, you know, loving parents, and parents have a great relationship, a great marriage, and you know, just like I want them to feel all those good feelings when they can look back when they're adults. Short-term goals, yeah, we gotta take a vacation for sure.
The thing is with us, with Peter and I, so what happened right away is since we had Shai first, and then decided to get married, and then we're like, you know, do you want to go away? I know I made fun of this, like we've never gone away together, but when opportunity presents itself to go somewhere, we're like, well, let's take Shai with us. So now we're having a great time, just, you know, going away, and it's the three of us. But again, from everywhere, everybody with an opinion are like, you don't have to really spend time together, just the two of you. Right now, I'm more excited about an opportunity to potentially, you know, when this one is out and everybody's grown enough to travel, that will be exciting.
Well, I love our story. I really do. With all the ups and downs and the breakup in between and all that stuff. I love you. It's our story. Help me up.
Her forklift. Beep, beep.
Oh,
Babe, how am I gonna help?
don't make me laugh anymore. I'm gonna pee my pants.
How am I gonna help? Hold
No,
on.
seriously.
There's gotta be a slide out of this.
No, seriously.
Let me part
It's really
the couches.
I think I have.
As someone who knows exactly how you feel, exactly how you feel.
It's really hard to like get out. Of, like,
Given the watermelon thing that I've done, I know how you feel.